Live. Okay, so we are, looks like we're up and running. Give me just a second to make sure everything's set up. Throw a link to it in the Discord server so that people know this is actually here. And then we can begin to today's stream. So, just a second. Gotta make sure I get my chat up as well. Oh, there we go. I can now hear myself. Hello if you are here right now. Welcome to the stream. This should be interesting. And live now. Alright, looks like we're good to go. Link has been thrown into the Discord, and I think we are ready to start off this stream. Oh, there's my stream over there so I can watch chat. I better make sure I mute this. Oh, yep, that's gonna make noise. Alright. I think we're set up now. We're good to go. So, welcome back. Mushroom Man Toad here. There's one other place I need to post this link, but in just a moment. There we go. We should be up. Alright, welcome back. Mushroom Man Toad here, and today we are back in Eclipse, and you may have noticed that there is actually not an update to the Vimion mod out right now for week 9, and there wasn't one for week 8, but as I posted there, critical bug, so I have to release pretty much both those updates today in one big patch. Reason for that basically was I was handling rendering badly, and basically the whole world would stop rendering when I spawned in a new entity because I had to render it a little differently from other ones, and it kind of was revealed to me that the way I was handling rendering was not good. So that's been fixed now, and we can actually use this. So I'm actually in the Shulker entity class. Over here, yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on right now. A lot of new features, and in fact, let me just load up the game, and I will just show you some of these. Some of what has been going on here. By the way, if you are here at the stream, hello, welcome to the stream. Do feel free to say hi in chat, because it doesn't make much sense to stream if, you know, we're not talking while we do it. So, you know. Yeah. I don't know how many people are going to come today, but we'll see what happens. In the meantime, I'm going to load this up. We should be able to get started. You know, I hadn't realized that it had been as long as it has been since I last streamed. Like, I thought it was, you know, maybe a couple of days, you know, 3-4 days. It's been over a week now since I have been on the YouTube. It's kind of terrible, so I'm going to try to make that better here. Live now. We should be good to go. Like 4 separate people have stopped by, and nobody has yet said hi in the stream chat, so hello to if you are here, and we'll see what happens. Oh, I got my volume up a bit. Much better. Okay, there we go. So we'll be able to load up into the world here now, and we'll see. I'll show you what I have been up to recently. Hello, Pretender. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, and again, if you are here watching this now, feel free to say hi in the chat, because yeah, half of this here is all about talking with you. So I don't know what you're actually going to see here, so I'm just going to look down. I'm going to /kill at E type equals exclamation point player. Let's just do that twice. Okay, so you got a little bit of a hint at what's coming here. There is a brand new boss mob in this update, alright? And that is the Vimionic Abomination, as you saw its name there along the top. And before I get into exactly what it does, I just want to, well, actually, I will just get into exactly what it does. And there are 4 or 5 things. Let me go check my list here. 4 or 5 things. I gotta find it. Oh, there it is. Okay, 5 things I gotta do. So, the first one is I gotta get done with sound effects. Then I want to add a particle effect to the pillars as they drain health, and that'll make sense when you see it. I need to finish adding some of the new quests to the Vimionic Tome, and then just add in a new item. And as well as that, I just need to patch up a couple of things with the boss mob, and we should be good to go for an update. So, I will show you what this boss mob is, and I think this is pretty cool. So, let me just start off here by grabbing myself a Nectarine Knight Summoner and some, let's go with chicken spirits, because they're the Weakest of the mobs. Least health, right? And then we'll come in here and we'll just grab ourselves a husk spawn egg, alright? So let's say we've got ourselves our undead mob, like a husk. And I pick on the husk just because... Ooh, I got my volume up. Sorry about that. So I'm going to pick on the husk because it doesn't burn in sunlight and it's undead. And that's... Of course, maybe it'll just manage to blow itself up on the berries, but that's okay. So, if you saw here a couple weeks ago now, we added the Necronite Summoner. And what you can do with that is you can take one of these spirits you obtain, right-click on it, will spawn in a spectral version of that entity. Now, instantly, this husk is going to target that entity and go to kill it. And now it has actually killed that entity, and so it's killed one spectral mob. The reason the undead mobs are drawn to it is because they're basically looking for a soul. They, because, you know, they're undead, and so they're kind of just shells of bodies, and they're looking for a soul to kind of regain their full form. And so, they immediately are going to target these spectral mobs. And you'll see there, he'll go for that one as well. And if we just spawn in one more, he'll now have killed 4 of these spectral mobs. You see now that chicken, giving him chase, but... Now just before we do this, I will just show you how this is actually working. And that is at e type equals husk, limit equals 1 sort nearest. That command syntax now. But you'll see here, if we look through all this NBT data nonsense, right up here, and I think you can see where my mouse is relative to the screen. Yeah. There's one called Vimion Ascension that is set to 4 right now. And that is actually where that data is at. So once that number ticks up to 5, well, I'll just show you. So the husk will come for this guy. And again, this is where I need particles and sound effects. So, we look at that. Has anyone else interacted with your mod on the public server? We're actually having a lot of difficulties with the public server right now. That's why it wasn't as imperative I get this update out, like, this morning beforehand. We're having difficulties with the server right now, so nobody's actually been able to play the server for a while, and that's why I also haven't played on it much. Yeah, I know what you mean, but... the admin team's having trouble there. So... we have this new boss mob here. He needs sound effects for when he spawns and idling and attacking and such. But I will just show you his basic behavior. One other thing I need to add is projectile immunity to him. Don't let me forget to do that by the end of this stream. But if we hop over here into survival, here's how this fight is going to progress. Also, I'm going to give FP a steak. It's still called cooked beef. That's amazing. I don't know why they haven't just renamed it to steak, but whatever. As soon as we just regen some health here. And I'm out of saturation. That's saturation for you. Okay. So now, we'll go in on this guy. And we'll begin to deal damage to him. And all of a sudden, he's going to spawn in this pillar here. Now, this pillar has some interesting properties. It'll drain health from me and give it to the abomination. You'll notice his health bar is ticking up while I'm near to the pillars, and the more of these pillars I'm near to, the faster his health is going to regen. So, you're trying to beat this guy down as he's absorbing your health. Now, this rate at which he spawns in these pillars is proportional to how much health he has left. So, as he gets down to lower health values, he'll actually begin to spawn in more of these pillars. Oh, goodness. And he gets kind of hard to hit, because eventually he will try walling himself in. Oh, goodness. Yeah, oh, and there we go. I died. So, it is actually tough, because you also cannot armor your way out of the pillars. Yeah, probably localization thing to say. So, you can't actually armor your way out of the pillars. They will penetrate armor and such like that. It's more of a true damage kind of thing. It will always deal 1/2 heart to you. So, you'll notice that these pillars do despawn over time. They last for 24 seconds. And they will deal damage to you once every second. So, as we get close here, you'll notice he's going to start spawning in a lot more of these pillars. Oh, goodness. And so you'll see, once you get too many pillars on you, it's almost impossible to kill him. Oh, goodness, where are you? You'll notice the player can actually go into the crawl animation underneath the pillars. That's another thing that I think makes this mechanically interesting. Oh, my goodness, he's still going at me. Normally, you can just get out of range of him. And so the trick is, right now, you might just think, well, just use a bow and arrow. Well, that's the thing, is eventually I want to make it so he's projectile immune, so you can't just beat him with range. So you do have to go in on him. And that is going to prove to be pretty difficult. But eventually you can kill him, and then he will drop a Vimioplasm, which is an item I still need to add in. Also, these things will still they should still continue to drain you. Actually, I gotta check out how I coded that. Maybe they don't actually continue to drain you. Let me hop over here. We got Absorption Spire, Entity Absorption Spire, and we'll go down here to Tick. Let me see. Oh, yeah, okay, so the caster does have to be alive. So, oh, yeah, and that makes sense, too. I didn't realize I'd coded that in yet, but these pillars here don't actually drain you once the abomination is dead, because that just doesn't make sense. Like, whatever you're giving the health to has to be alive, otherwise it doesn't make sense to absorb you. Hey, I'm just looking for something to watch. Well, I'm glad you're here, Fro Goggles. Welcome to the stream. We are working on coding the new update. I just kind of showed off the boss fight here. I don't know if you want to go back and watch that, because I'm going to be working on adding a couple new features to it here in the next couple of seconds. But, yeah, so, brand new boss fight in here. And I will, let me just summon one here. Ionic Abomination. So, I'm going to grab myself a bow. And you'll see where the issue here is. Like, this is going to be really easy to just cheese your way through right now. Oh, I need /give at the arrow. 60. Oh, well, looks like you can. How far away can you actually target me? I don't know. I don't think it's this far. Yeah, I don't think you can actually hit me from over here. Yeah. So, this is totally a way you can cheese the fight right now, and that is why I need to make him projectile immune first. Because, yeah, he can't really fight back. How has he not gone over the edge yet? That's just what I want to see. Oh, there it goes. Did he land in the ocean? Yep. Oh, he can actually reach me from down there. That's impressive. Also, you may notice that most of the time the pillars will spawn near the player, not actually on them. So, that's another thing. And there you go. Now he's dead. So. What type of elements does the boss use? So, yeah, if you saw the boss fight there, he'll actually spawn in these absorption spires. And when you're near them, it'll drain health from all nearby entities and feed the boss. So, in fact, let me just demonstrate this here. Game mode. Creative so I don't get beat up. Let me just summon another Vimionic Abomination. Okay. And let me just get some husks out here. Right? Because they don't burn in daylight. And such like that. Now watch this. So, you'll see I'm instantly going to get the aggro here. But you'll notice that that spire is actually draining from the husks as well to feed the abomination. So that if you're near a bunch of entities, it's actually going to be a whole lot harder to fight this guy. Because you'll see that, look at that, his health just regenerates instantly from all the husks walking past the spires. And so in that way, it's going to be possible later on to make a more advanced version of this boss fight, where he also spawns in entities as just sort of like health sacks to just keep his health full no matter how much you're damaging him, so you really have to be more creative about how you progress in the fight. Anyway, that's just the mechanics of this little boss fight here. And, of course, the pillar spawning gets more frequent as he gets at lower and lower health, so it gets harder and harder to kill him. Obviously, you'll see there, like, look at how the pillars cluster. But, yeah. That one there actually was way easier to kill, and he does ignore armor as well. So, with that said, I need to add a new method here. I'm going to steal this from the Shulker class here. And we're just going to make him projectile immune. And, thankfully, that's pretty easy. So if we come over here to Vimionic Abomination Entity, and we just come down here. I don't think we need to worry about this. Yeah, and then we'll just call it super, so. Let me just fix the formatting here really quick. I believe you can see this. I'm just going to... What this is going to do is it's going to give him projectile immunity, if I didn't say that already. So, we just pull that. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna enter you down, and here we go. Tab over, over, enter, and tab. Alright. Override. And then we just want to return super dot attack entity from. Yeah, I guess we'll make that an else. There we go. Let me see here. Oh wow, so that was insane. Does the Vimionic part of this do anything else? Poison and blindness bullets could be cool. I'm not totally sure what you mean. Like, the boss, he isn't actually going to do anything else. He will have a drop. Like, there's a very important drop that this guy will have, and that will basically open the next chapter of this. So, once this update comes out, and then next update, which you'll see next week, but assuming I get it done, which I should now that I've gotten through most of this harder, trickier stuff here. When that comes out, that will be the end of basically the first segment of development, and so this mod will be in version 1.0 after this. After next week's update, we should be ready for a 1.0 release, and that should be cool. Actually, I may make this version here week 8, just because last week not much happened. In fact, there wasn't even an update, so the next week will be 0.9, and then we'll go into 1.0 here. In 2 weeks, 3 weeks, math, 2 weeks. Water. Poison and blindness bullets could be cool. There will be mechanics here, just not for this particular boss, and this is also just the first most basic boss added by the mod. And yeah, you'll see again next week, it's going to get a whole lot more complicated and such like that. But we should now have projectile immunity. Or at least immunity to arrows, like how shulkers do, just so that you can't totally cheese this boss fight. I'm going to test it, of course. Make sure it works. And then, we should be able to move on to working on updating... Well, see, I need sound effects. That's the other thing I need are sound effects. So we'll need to do that, and we'll need to create a new item, so... Let me just add this one here to my list. Yeah, the boss fight is done. That should be working now. So, next up... I don't know, we could work on the item. It shouldn't have any special properties. I can't think of anything it would do that's special. I'm just going to make it a default item for now. That's what we're going to do here. So, we're going to... these are just an item. And we're just going to come up here. A Vimioplasm. That's going to be what its drop is called because, you know, it's sort of this weird half-spirit, half-mob kind of mesh. And so... it's going to drop a Vimioplasm. Kind of like, you know... the term is eluding me. You probably know what I mean. Anyway, Vimioplasm equals new item, item.properties, main.vimeo, yeah, and Vimioplasm. And we'll have to make a texture for that here, too. My hope is to have this update out by the end of the day. Just continue. I don't need the new registry updated. Because that method's never going to get called, so we should be fine. Or we'll corrupt the whole world. That could happen, too. I don't know. Also, you may notice this world isn't the iron platform. That's because my tests are getting explosive enough that I don't want to crash that main world there. Should just make a backup. Oh, well. So, let's give this thing a test here. Also, you'll see all of those husks that died. They dropped their flesh. Oh, that's awesome. Vimionic Abomination right here. So, if we head back this way, now we shoot it. Yeah, okay, so he's actually now going to just deflect projectiles. Oh my god, look at that. That looks so cool. Oh, Now, what happens if you shoot one of these pillars, actually? It should just stick. Is it going through the pillar? Huh. That's weird, because there is a collision box here, right? Like... But yeah, it just seems to go straight through. Okay. I'm not gonna mess with the pillar that much because the code is way more complicated than I was signing up for, and it's kind of spaghetti right now. I'll fix it later. That's always a terrible approach to coding. Hello, Blue Tea! Welcome to the stream! We're testing out a boss fight right here, just kind of testing out the last little part of it here, and it looks like it's working. It's all working here. Also, I should just mention, you can't actually hurt the pillars. Like, I can do this all day. You'll notice I'm not even attacking anything. Like, you can't hurt the pillars. Alright, let's just kill this guy off, if we can. Oh, let's not waste time missing. Alright, there we go, he's dead. I'm getting better at having that rhythm down. Anyway. So, now that that is taken care of, he's now projectile immune. So next up, let's see. Go to the checklist. Yep, let's do a texture for Vimion. I don't know. I'm a little reluctant to texture live because, well, why not? Let's do it. So that means I have to open this up over here. Oh, wow, I have a lot of things. Oh! Now that y'all are here, so there are 3 people here. Okay. I actually do need to show you something here. One of the features I'm working on, I need feedback on this. Because every piece of me is screaming, this is OP. This definitely shouldn't be in the game, and you definitely shouldn't release the mod with this. But I cannot figure out how it's OP. And so, I need somebody to tell me how this, like where is the exploit here? Oh, Pretender, what did you miss? All we really did is added in some projectile immunity to it, so I can no longer, I can no longer hit with arrows, like Frogoggle says there. So, let me show you this. This is a new item called the Expionite Shovel. And I should rename it to Expionite Spade, but whatever, we'll get there. Actually, I'm just going to make a note of that. Rename Expionite Shovel to Spade, because that takes more than changing one line, but we'll get there. So, you'll see now, here's how this thing works. So, if I go into survival here, you'll see at first it just works like a normal old shovel, but if I right-click it, it'll go into active mode, and this is similar to the Nihilionite Axe, but what it's going to do, and I'll just say it lore-wise, is it's actually going to create a little pocket dimension of whatever block you dig with it, and it will use up that much of the shovel's durability to give you 1 stack of that block. So, for example, like collecting sand here is going to be a lot faster, collecting dirt and stuff is going to be a lot faster, such like that. So, I think you can already see where this could get very OP is that it's duplication. Yes, but no. It's going to call the loot table, and it won't work on every block. So, first of all, the effective tool has to be a shovel. So, like, you would use an axe on wood. You'll see I'm only going to get 1 wood block, even though my shovel's active. Meanwhile, if I go over here to grass, you'll see it will drop dirt. What is nice is that if I enchant this with Silk Touch, it will actually mine a stack of it as if I had Silk Touched it, which is nice. But you'll see if I do it on like something like sugarcane, I'm only going to get 1 sugarcane. So it's not going to be exploitable in that way. But some part of me screams, this is duplication, this is OP. Hello, Icy Gaming Rules, welcome to the stream. And I'm not sure where it is. So please give me feedback on this. What is the exploit here? Because if nobody can tell me where an exploit with this would come from, I'm gonna leave it in this current form. I can't think of any way. Yeah, okay, so something like concrete powder, that's a really good example. But to me that, like, yeah, it's just a building block, right? Ah, okay, so ores and sand, right? Okay, so that is one I thought of. And here is the reason that this isn't OP for that. So when they have ores and sand, normally what you need is at least a wooden shovel to mine it. Yeah, Oh, that's to be fair, for goggles, that's just the same as lowering the durability on the tool. And I think at 600 it's about fair, because that is just under 10 stacks. Yes, I agree, it's minimal effort, but the only things this should be for are, and concrete powder is a good example of where that line gets a little fuzzier in my mind, but it should just be for, you know, quick mining of sand. Normally at the point at which you've got diamonds and you're going out to build something with a lot of glass or something, you don't want to be digging in the desert for like 5 minutes to get a stack of sand, you know? And so this helps with that just to speed it up. I bet this way using it on the dragon egg, there's no way to use it on a dragon egg. Okay, so back to the thing with the sand. The reason for that is it has to be... Yeah, soul sand, but again, you can find that infinitely in the nether. This just makes it easier to obtain. Now the thing with the ores, I like that, but normally the way that'll work is you need at least a wooden shovel, and sometimes, you know, it'll take a stone shovel, iron shovel, because shovels do have a harvest level. This isn't a tool in that sense, because it has a -1 harvest level, so it can only harvest stuff you can harvest with your hand. So if you can't harvest the ore, and I know aquamarine it's the case, you can't harvest it with... People aren't saying would put efficiency on that. Mending makes it OP. Unbreaking makes it kind of OP anyway, but... Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's the case, but why would you need to strip mine a desert? All you gotta do is place down a sand block, and, you know, you create your quick little pocket dimension of it, and you get, you know, another stack, right? So, do it once more. And you'll see the tool will break in... It should break in mid-stack drop. Yeah. Ooh. Did it? Expionite shovel. Yeah, I hear you there, but at the same time... It might break other mods, yes, but how? Because, I don't know, I just... Because, is it duplication? Yes, but is there anything you can duplicate with it that could be considered OP? I don't think so. Also, it calls the loot table of a block, so basically, whatever you would get if you broke it with your hand is what you would get. So, for example, let me just show you here. If I go set block, and I do something like gravel, and I turn this on, you'll see I will get some flint from it. So yeah, 8 flint, 56 gravel. So you see it actually calls the loot table. Yeah, so grass, yeah, it totally works on grass. So you can, like, get the grass block. Same with mycelium, actually, and podzol. Which, to me, this is just a very, very helpful tool. But I'm starting to see how it's OP. Again, Froga, I see what you're saying there. I see what you're saying there, Frogoggles, but... Again, all that you're suggesting is just lowering the durability of the tool, really. Like, if I lowered it to 400, then, you know, you get less use per shard of Expion, which we could do. I don't know. Yeah, okay, I can see that. I can see that argument there. Well, I mean, it's made of Expion, which is kind of a rare gem, and it's also going to be it's going to have quite a few more uses than just the basic block duplication, so... See, well, it's nice for things, in my mind, the way this works is, it's nice for things like, you know, take something like even the, biomes of plenty, like loamy dirt and stuff like that. But I definitely, I like the argument of EMC. That's a really good counterexample. Granted, you're still only getting one at a time. It did just occur to me that mods add in an auto smelt function, so this could be used to get stacks of glass instantly. But even then, I feel like that's just... Oh, wow, you just said that. Nice. I feel like that's a feature and not really overpowered. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should make it... No, it can't duplicate things like wheat. So it has to be a block where the most effective tool on it is a shovel, and you could mine it with your hand. So that should remove any mods that add in ores that take a shovel to mine, because those should at least have a harvest level of 0 set, which is a wooden tool, and normally that wouldn't change anything, but it'll make it immune to the XP Knight Shovel's duplication. It's like, oh yeah, any item is fuel, which I used in PO2 with cobble to cobble paths. Okay, yeah, but as far as I can see, this is just helpful as a time saver. That's really what this comes down to. Like, when I'm playing the game and I want to get a whole bunch of sand to bury an ocean monument, I don't want that to be a 50-hour project, you know. No, okay, I'll show you. I'll show you that. Can you still get... Oh, yeah, you can still get farmland. That is sweet. And give FP seeds. Wheat. That's right, they renamed this to wheat seeds. Okay. Let me just head over here to the ocean. I'll show you. Let me give you mining fatigue when you hold it, or alternatively just increase the cast time on it. Okay, I hear that. Give FP bone meal. Here, let me just show you this here, just to... Because these are good questions, but the answer is just no because of how it's handled. It will duplicate the dirt, but it won't duplicate the wheat, as you saw. I actually had a stack of wheat. Okay, that was a really bad example. Give FP farmland. Oh yeah, wheat seeds. So you'll see I now have no wheat in my inventory, and when I do this, break it with the activated shovel. There you go. I got one wheat. Yeah, but then, Pretender, what's the point of making the shovel? You know, what is the whole point of this item even existing when the delay is that large? See, if I want... I agree. Now that I'm listening to this... I agree, the durability is too high. I do think 600 is too high durability. I agree with that. I will lower the durability. I'm willing to hear you guys throw out numbers here. So, but if I lower the durability to just say, let's throw out the number 250, right? Yeah, your soul fuels the tools. I mean, that would be interesting as a mechanic, but doesn't really make sense with regards to the lore, right? Like, I do want to stay a bit consistent with the universe. 20 is way too low. Then you're not even going to get a stack from it, and that's not worthwhile. The whole point of this, as I see it, is to make it so, like, you know, when you're clearing out an ocean monument, and I'm just going to keep using the same example because it's one where you really do need a ton of blocks. You know, you need double chests worth 250 times 64 blocks. No. Again, you got to remember, it'll use 64 durability per breakage there. So you see that just went down. Also, I do need to fix the breaking on it there. Well, they shouldn't be OP. They shouldn't be OP, but at the same time, I want to have things in the game that are useful and make the mod worth playing. Right? So, like, if all I was adding was just new tools that have no functionality and a couple boss fights, that's boring sauce. There's a phrase I've never used before, just adding sauce to the end of a word. That just slipped out. But anyway, you know, Or even just 400 blue tea was the number I was floating around. Because that's what the other tools in the Vimion mod right now are, 400, so... That's a good ballpark there, too. Yeah, but that's the thing, is the Expionite should kind of just... Yeah, okay. Okay. So what is the ore and what are its properties? Presumably this explains that. Oh, shoot. I need to update that. You can't actually data set a player, and that is frustrating. Just hold on to those for now. I actually have to craft one of these, don't I? That's frustrating. This is me getting around to answering the question. Trust me, it is, but, okay, so now that we've done all that, this book here should be updated, and I can... Oh, more information will be added here in next week's update. Okay, so, guess what I have to finish? I didn't even know I had to finish that. Okay. Okay. So, the way the ore works, and yes, does this need a texture update? Yes. Do I know how to render with multiple layers in that way? Like, you know, take, for example, the end portal? No, I'm getting there. But, okay, so the way this works is this gemstone here, basically, it appears to be containing an entire pocket dimension, or like a whole nother universe inside the gemstone. And this gemstone has a lot of stuff to do with, like, space and, like, contorting and rearranging, you know, space in ways that make it useful. And it will probably... You know what? I probably shouldn't reveal that much of the lore yet. We'll get there when we get there, but... Oh, I'm excited. But, yeah, it's basically... It works to contort space, and so what it does, in the case of the shovel, more specifically, is it's almost copying... How do you explain this? It works in my head, but it's hard to explain in words. It sort of copies the block in a way that... See, it's layering space is what it's doing. It's layering space and pretty much copying it as it does it so that you end up with a whole bunch of copies of the same block you initially tried to mine. As in, it was able to compress and compress space in such a way that you were able to get the same material out of it faster. So, you're not exactly stealing from another dimension, as you are creating another dimension at the time you mine the block, and then pulling the material out of that as fast as you can. Then you take a random item from your inventory with each use. That's a different tool. I'll add that later. That's a different tool. That's actually planned. Something like that. Not exactly that, but like that. Maybe have it spawn a mob when you break it only sometimes. I don't know. I like that. I like that, Fro Goggles. So, you're getting very, very, very close to the update that'll be out in, like, you know, quite a while from now. You're actually very much bordering on a very large part of the lore, but I should probably shut my mouth. But, I like that. I like that you're seeing kind of the idea, but let me see. There's a lot of talking I kind of missed. So you guys think it should take longer to mine the block. Okay, I hear you on that. and then you think it should have less durability. Okay, I hear you on that. Let me adjust some property values. So I'm going to head over here into items, Expionite shovel. Nope, this is actually item tier, so you have to go into lists, item tier list, Expionite, durability, and what was the number we decided on for durability? Ooh, I'm going somewhere. Yeah, pretty much. High hunger drain as well. But the Expionite doesn't have to do with the life force. See, that's the trouble. Is Expionite is a different material. All of these gemstones are like the equivalent of iron, gold, redstone, diamond. I'm probably saying too much already, but it's like they're ores from another world. And it's the equivalent of that. So your Vimion is basically coal in how common it is and such like that. And then your other ores are getting to be more like gold, redstone, diamond. And they all have their different properties, their different uses and functionalities from another world, though. And what that has to do with anything is kind of what Frogoggles was touching on. That will be the focus of the next 10 weeks of development, is expanding that part of it. So you'll see. I'm getting excited now. Okay, what efficiency? Okay, so you think it takes way too short, so let's go 0.1. I don't know what the efficiency value actually does. I think maybe a delay is good so you don't find a bunch of entities at once. Okay. I can add a use cooldown to it, I think. I think it works like that. I see what you're saying, Icy, but it doesn't make sense with the lore. That's my only trouble here. And I know most of the lore is in my head, and that's not me, you know, complaining to you or, you know, about your feedback, but it's, yeah, it doesn't make, just think of it more like a gemstone with, that can create and contort universes at will, pretty much. So, I think that should make it less efficient. If we head over here to this class now. Ah, man, how do Ender Pearls do it? Back to the reference library. Item. Ender Eye item. This is a cooldown, right? This should just be a property. And I don't know where it is. Well, I know Ender Pearl has it, so. Aha! Let's do this. Player index, get cooldown tracker, this. I don't know, how long should the cooldown be? Oh my. Oh my. Oh, yes but no. Yes but no. And here's why. Every time it mines a block, it's still using a durability off the tool. So the vein miner, even though it is going to use a bunch of durability, it will only drop the max durability of the tool with vein miner. And so that means the vein miner will actually only be effective about 6-7 blocks distance. Like, or 6-7 blocks total. You know, if we lower the durability to what did I just set it to? Yeah, 250, so that means it'll only mine, like, 4 blocks? Please test it first. I would have to go and install it with a vein mining mod, and I don't know if there's even one of those on 1.14. Okay, let me go check. 1.14.4 vein miner. Is it even updated? It doesn't look like it. Yeah, I don't think it's even up to date yet, so I can't test it, actually. Vein mining is a mod, I see, that when you... Basically, it's normally the grave key if you hold it down on your keyboard. Make it have a cooldown of 60, that's 3 seconds. I think a cooldown of 60 seconds is too long. 1 second is 20, so... I don't know, I think like 10 seconds is more reasonable? I don't know. I'll give it 5 seconds for now. We'll give it 5 seconds. I need to test it with Vein Miner, you're right, but I don't think there's any mods that have Vein Miner that are actually up to date yet, so... We'll just have to wait and see for that. Actually, yeah, it looks like the real Vein Miner has been updated since February of last year. I'm just browsing around looking for anything on this. As soon as I finish the intro song, Fro Goggles, I'm sorry, I'll get there. As soon as I finish the next intro song, I'll have a new album out, and I may have a new single very soon on the horizon. But, we'll see. Alright. Yeah, I don't... MT, the SoundCloud rapper. Yeah, no. I'm definitely not a rapper. But I do have music, and you can find it in the description of this video, a link to the SoundCloud, with some of my really old tracks. Actually, there is a song coming off the new album that I finished in January of... January of 2018! Wow. Yeah, I gotta get that out. I gotta get that released. Okay, so this now has negative durability because it has a cap, but... Oh yeah, and that reminds me, I need to fix this, but let's see now. There it is. Game mode, survival. Okay, so this definitely does reduce the durability. I don't even think we need the cooldown. I think this more than takes care of it. Slash enchant at P efficiency 5. Effect give happy haste 2 or like 2 true. Yeah, so this is haste 3. This is actually higher than max haste right here. So yeah, I'm gonna remove the cooldown now because we clearly don't need that. Yeah. Give at the X Vimion colon XP. Oh, there's a big cricket on the floor. You need to go away, bud. I don't want to deal with you right now. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I want it to be a little bit faster. Not much faster, but just a little bit faster. That's just silliness. It's just goofy looking. I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay, so we removed the cooldown, right? And then... Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, I think we got... I'm gonna increase the speed just slightly. I don't even know if it'll be a noticeable difference, but I think it should be... Do you remember that flossing boss? Yes, I do. We just finished that boss fight. So that boss fight is actually pretty much done other than sound effects. The boss fight is done. And I can show you that here, I guess, now. I want to see that. Oh, yep, okay. I might go cricket curling here. I'll be right back. While this loads. Man, that's satisfying. Okay. Yeah, the mod download is in the description, the updated one. The hope is that after the stream I can go put it up on CurseForge and it should be approved near instantly, so. Which thing actually needs to fix this? Oh, yeah, that's right, your account is... Shoot, I don't remember what it was specifically with your account, but that's rough. I mean, I don't know, maybe you should almost resend that, because the end of summer was quite a while ago, so. There we go. I think that is much fairer. And this is with haste 3, so if I effect clear at P, I need a new one. / give at P X Vimion : Xbionite shovel. Yeah, so that's what it actually breaks like. Okay, this is cool. Hey yo, welcome to the stream, Garesis. We've got a tool here, and it's very helpful. And that is the long and short of it. And then we've got a boss fight, creative. If we fly up here, I can show you the boss fight that we got done. Vimion... Actually, forget that. I can re-demonstrate, because there's a lot of new people here, so if you saw this earlier, I'm sorry. This will be just a moment while I re-demonstrate how this boss fight works. But it's pretty straightforward, so I am just going to show this off one more time, because I think it's pretty cool. Ooh, that's rough. Yeah, that's right. Oh, man, I hope you get that taken care of here. So, you see, if I spawn in an undead mob, it will, you know, they attack these spectral entities. Kind of. Husk is struggling there. I should have gone after the chicken. I don't know. Maybe there's another one. We'll go after it. Collision boxes with babies are really weird right now in this update, and that's what I'm going to leave it at. You see, once it has killed 5 of these chickens off, which will take just a second. You see, once it's killed off 5 of those chickens, it will turn into a Vimionic abomination. And this guy, he's got a couple of interesting properties. So first of all, you can't shoot him. The arrows will just bounce right off. You can actually hit yourself with the arrows there in that case. So, and then for the actual combat part, I shall demonstrate this once again. Game mode survival. So you see, as I go up at him, I can hit him. And that's all well and good, but he'll spawn in these little absorption spires. This one actually kind of ended up half in a block, but you'll see there. He's spawning in these absorption spires, and they will drain the health of all nearby entities to them and give that health to the Vimionic abomination. So you'll see, and over time, the rate at which he spawns in the spiders gets faster and faster. So you'll see that towards the end of the fight here, I'm getting really swarmed by spiders, and then eventually kill them off. I have an engineering course tomorrow for the next 3 days, so that's fun. Cool. Yeah, oh, good luck with the engineering course. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure what that entails, but I hope it goes well. Okay. So, next up. Let me go check my list of stuff that needs to get done. So far, we've done actually none of the things I needed to get done. All we've done is actually check the spade and rebalance. You need anything for attacking spiders? No, you can't actually attack the spiders. The spiders are immune. Because they are just... But they do disappear over time. So they will disappear within 25 seconds, pretty much. Okay. So, one of the things I need to do is I need to come to mod items and scroll down to the Expionite shovel, and we're just going to rename this thing to Spade. Expionite Spade. And if we come up here to wherever that is, here, name it, here we go. So that'll probably break the registry, but whatever it'll work. I have some engineering projects I need to finish. Oh, yeah. What part of the mod was the hardest to code for you? By far, well, the absorption spire, trying to get that working, I mean, that's the reason there wasn't an update last week, is because it just kept corrupting the rendering engine, pretty much. So this was tough to code. Working with entity AI was kind of tricky too. Honestly, so probably I'm going to say entities. Most of the rest of this is it's been pretty straightforward. I'm sure when I get to custom biomes and dimensions, it's going to get a little tougher, even with tile entities. There's not actually a proper tile entity in this yet, so... What did it look like? Nothing. It just looked like you could see the skybox. All of the rendering disappeared. Everything vanished. Because I was handling my that really badly. So, now that we have renamed that to Spade, and then I need to come down here to the lang file. That's data lang. ENUS lang. And then we come down here to... somewhere in here. Aha, here it is. Expionite Spade. Now let's rename it to Spade, and that will forever be missing from the registry. Does anyone know about AP Bio? I kind of took a lesser version of AP Bio last year, so I know quite a bit about it, but not everything. So that depends on where you are in it. I can possibly help. But the course I was in was Advanced Biology. We used the AP Bio book, but skipped over a lot of the really complex stuff, which was kind of terrible, in my opinion, but whatever. I learned the basics of everything, and details about nothing. That's a good way to summarize that course. But anyway. Oh yeah, we added in a new item called Vimioplasm. I guess we can try texturing that. I guess. New 16 by 16 texture we'll start off with. And I will bring this up so you can see it now. I should probably close out of these here. Let's get rid of those for now. Don't need any of that. Okay. I'm being asked about the pH optimum of pepsin. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff we skipped over. All the numbers, we didn't do any of it. So, you know. Alright, so there's the color of Vimion right there. So, I guess the plasma would be kind of translucent. So, I don't know, let's add a layer here. See if we can get a basic shape anyway. I don't know, I'm kind of doing this blind without any reference images, which is definitely a good way to texture, but like... I don't know. That's a bit tall, actually. Like that. Let's go there, there. And then we can come up here. I don't know, do we add like a secondary layer? Pepsin, that's just like that's just a chemical, isn't it? Like one of those shoot, what are they called? It's one of those enzymes, right? No, that's Pepsi, pretender. Nice, though. It's actually the most chill stream on Earth. Yeah, that's pretty much what we do. That's what I like, though. It's just this kind of casual talking. I like that. Yeah. I don't know about you. I like it, so, yeah. So, if we just add this in here... And if we just darken it a bit up in here. And then, I don't know, we can make it, add a little bit of this, I guess? I don't know. Sure, why not? I don't know, I definitely don't like it so far, but I'm going to keep going down this rabbit hole until we're done. That's an enzyme in the stomach. Okay, so yeah, I was right. Okay. Like I say, I kind of learned stuff, but not a whole lot of it, so. Let's see here now. I'm going to grab this color and this color. And we'll make a new gradient. Kind of goes the opposite direction. Is there actually even a color difference here? Yeah, there is. It's subtle. It's there. There you go. I can see it more now. Let's grab this layer here. I don't have graph paper. I'll rip. Secondary. Darken it a bit. I just want to blue scale it a bit more. I don't know. We'll go this way with it. Oh, that's radial. No wonder that looks so weird. I definitely did not want radial. There we go. Do that right there. So graph paper is on Google for cheap. Nice. Crank you up to like. Is there no level? No, there isn't. Okay. No. That's rough. So I'm going to go with that one there for secondary. And then we'll select you. Realize we did that all on the entirely wrong layer. Grab those two colors. And I'll get the gradient in the right order at some point. AP bot pH graph. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't do enough playing around with pH to be helpful there. I'm sorry, but yeah. Seems like everybody else here kind of knows what they're talking about, so we're good. gradient. This way. And this way. There we go. So there we go. Now if we hide all the other layers, this looks really weird. Okay. So, I think we can merge these two together. Well, let's see. Because, ooh, that's definitely not right. Although that looks pretty cool, definitely not right. You're also able to answer questions about the graph so far. Other than P, it's just a number. Yeah. It's just anyone, especially me, to remember this, yeah. I don't know. I really liked bio when I took it. But, you know, I was just interested in more of the chemical aspects of it. Like, my favorite thing I've ever done in science class still to this point is when we were looking at, what are they called now? Cellular respiration, that's the name. It's in there somewhere. And we were looking at the chemicals in that, and I was looking at it, and I could not figure out, like, what was actually happening there. I was like, okay, this is way too complicated. And eventually, I just got so fed up with it that I made a chart, pretty much, and tracked every atom, literally every atom, all the way through it. Found out that the way the book outlined it was missing a couple of hydrogen atoms. Showed that to my teacher, and she just shook her head. Like, just go with what the book says. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed cellular respiration, and so I like to look at that kind of thing from a chemical perspective more so than anything else. Alright, and let's saturate it, darken it. There we go. Oh wow, that looks really cool. I'm going to copy this right here, and we're going to image canvas size just immediately. And then we're going to select, delete. Oh, no. Select, delete, paste. Oh, paste. There we go. And then we're going to go adjustments, hue, fix. And then we're just going to turn you slightly greener. Lower the saturation and brighten you a bit, I guess? At what point do you actually turn green? There we go. Not too bright. I had a chemistry teacher who rapped. It was great. Oh, nice. It helps remember stuff. That is very helpful. No. Okay, well, never mind. It's okay. There we go. Okay, so I think that should be that layer there done, actually. And so that part of it will pulse. Is anything actually happening on layer 3? I don't think so. I don't think anything's happening on layer 3. Okay. I remember it was like diffusion from high concentration to low concentration. Yeah. I don't know. The only way I could ever find, and this is just me, but when I think about it, I have to think about it intuitively. Like, you know, what does it actually mean? I don't know. That's probably actually how everybody... I don't know. I don't know how everybody thinks. What? Oh. Wait. What? Hold on. No. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Okay. No. Oh, why? Come on. I don't know why that's highlighting everything. I have no idea. Can't figure it out. Yeah, rip layer 3. But, yeah. I don't remember what I was talking about. That's probably for the best. No, I like that color. Give me that back. Darken. I think I like you darker. Okay. Bring that down. I dropped languages instantly. We had to learn about diffusion, transport facilitated diffusion. I remember all of those, Fro Goggles. That was... Yeah, that was a process to learn. Yeah, I agree. I think that looks really cool. It looks very different on my other monitor as compared to the one I'm looking at, too. Which is fun. My other monitor being my laptop over here where I'm watching stream chat. Kinetic... Oh my goodness. What? That escalated quickly, I see, but okay. Oh yeah, German. I took a French class last year, and you can tell right when I started taking French when the breaks from French were and when the breaks from French weren't by my upload schedule last year. Like that. Oh my gosh, that was. I never stopped working, even on weekends. We had assignments on weekends. How is this legal? Oh, it's vimioplasm, so it's the kind of blob of gelatin? That's definitely not the right word, but it's a gelatin-like substance thing that will be dropped by the Vimionic abomination. And so, yeah. You'll be able to pick that up when it dies, and you'll be able to use it. And this is kind of the gateway into next week's development, which will be interesting, I think. And if you take ASL, no, What? What in the what is happening? Ah, I know what in the what is happening. Boop. That's what's happening. Boop. And boop. There we go. And this will just give it a little pulsing animation. Alright, so now I've got this thing here selected, and we can just hue saturation this thing. Leave it the hue, leave it the saturate. There we go, I think. You change the opacity of everything. Oh shoot, that's right, I wanted to make this opaque, but then it can't pulse. Ah! Darn. Shoot, that's right, it was all gonna be opaque. Or like, not opaque, but translucent. Shoot. Ugh. That's frustrating. I'll show you why it's frustrating. Let me save this real quick as a layered thing. We'll just call it vimioplasm.pdn, and I'll save it as a PNG. I'll show you. Well, let's actually. Yeah, this is why I had a background layer. Now I remember. Because I can merge this one down, and then we can go layers, adjustments, layers, layer properties. Opacity. Wow, that just becomes a blob. Opaque and opacity. Wow, I finally understand. Nice. Nice. That just sort of disappears, doesn't it? But let's put it like that, alright? That's not unreasonable. Okay. We'll save you. No! No! Cancel! Cancel. Not that. Also, if you ever wondered how the cave story background worked, now you know. I just open it up in Paint, and then I just let it record a little area of that, and that's how the background happened on Cave Story. Save as. We're going to save USA.png. There we go. And I need to come over here, and I will shrink out of this for now. I'll show you why this doesn't work. If you have never done this before, you're about to see something kind of sad. Just copy the chicken spirit, name it Vimeo Plasm. Nope, that's chicken spirit. Which sounds like something like a school would say, we got chicken spirit. But did anyone find it difficult to pronounce opacity at first? Maybe less opaque, yeah, I like that. Akupapusi. Okay, yeah, a couple words like that. I know, I only know how to pronounce them correctly because I've heard other people say them. And that is definitely one of them. Oh, don't forget to reload your resources. Oh, and knock over your microphone. And that just debug run data. Let's run client. Here we go. I interpret it as a high school chant, and IC is just like, it's alcohol. It's just alcohol. that's it. What do we have? Chicken spirit! I'd like to see the mascot. I'd like to see the cheerleaders' costumes. That's all. It wouldn't probably be half as funny as it is in my head right now, but I am thoroughly enjoying this in my head right now. That's great. Woo! Chicken spirit. Okay. Yep, Expionite shovel is now a dead registry. It's now called a spade. Oh yeah, I gotta check and make sure the spade looks right. Photoshop. They all have a beak. Trust me. I didn't even think of the beak! Oh man, that's great. That's stinking beautiful. And I'm laughing at something nobody else can see because it only exists in my mind. Give at the Expio... Vimion Expionite spade. Ah, it broke it. Ah, well, at least it becomes an enchanting block of nothingness. Please hold while I fix this. I know what I did. I just need to rename this file. Well, if we're gonna update it for consistency. Expionite spade, spade, and then go over here into textures, item, Expionite spade. I don't know why I didn't call it spade initially. That's what it is. It's a spade. And then F3T. I'm looking forward to whatever Icy comes up with, and it'll probably pop up in the Discord. So, yeah. Alright, there we go. Now we got this. You know, I feel like that genuinely gets longer and longer every time I hear it. Honest to goodness. Okay. Can you search and replace? How do you mean? Yeah, I'm not totally sure. Like with what? And here we see a beautiful demonstration of what happens when you forget the MC Meta file. I actually have to create this in a window you can't see it in, but oh well. Really, the advanced geologic phaser has multiple frames. Oh yeah, it is pulsing ever so slightly. Wow. Anyway, Vimeo Plasm.mc Meta. Nope, hold on. Vimeo Plasm. Refactor, rename. .png.mc Meta. Wait, do I have to reload resources here? Probably. Yeah, that was the dryer. Sorry, that was the dryer. In the command prompt, you search Expion shovel and replace with Expion spade. Oh yeah, I don't... Probably can. Wait, is this working? Oh my word, it's handling opacity! It says, when can Minecraft's rendering engine handle opacity? Yo, what? Oh, so I'm gonna crank that frame time. Not really crank, just turn it up a little, actually. But, yeah. Wow, that's surprising. Okay, well, I guess we'll keep it like this. Although it doesn't look very good. It doesn't look very good in-game, not gonna lie. This is very far from the vision that's in my mind, and so, back over to this to fix it. Icy Gaming has just sent an image to the Discord that just popped up on my notifications, and I am marginally concerned. Chicken spear. It's cool, but it's not quite what I'm gonna lighten it. I just want to see if this looks better if I lighten it. Also, what happens if I invert it? Oh, wow, that was cool. Hue and saturation. Okay, different plan. Adjustments, brightness and contrast. I think Dinobot is gonna kill me. Wait, really? We actually do have Dinobot on here. That's amazing. That was cool with it darker? Darker than this? I don't know. I feel like right in this area is more in line with what I have in mind. Except... I'll wait. Okay. Stupid dryer. Just like that, how you had it. I can darken it just slightly. I don't know. It almost doesn't look real, right? Like, what if we just turn off layer opacity entirely, right? Like, what if we do that? Do you not have super chatting? No, I don't. Unfortunately, I can't have that until 1,000 subscribers, so just gotta keep pushing, right? But, yeah. And, at the same time, I don't really know what I would do with that, so... I read everything! Why would you need to super chat here? Now that... No, that took me half a second of thought. But, yeah, I read every message anyway. Why would you need super chatting? Yes, I saw Chicken Spirit. Yes, I did, Icy. Didn't you hear? I was like, oh my goodness, that's something and a half right there. I need to full screen it a little bit, but yeah, no. That's pretty great. Chicken spirit. Oh man. Anyway, wait, can you even? Oh yeah, we're looking at paint. Pretender. You're one of my favorite YouTubers. So it's pretty much donate. Well, I appreciate the support, Icy. I really do, but until I've got, you know, a larger following and more content that I'm actually super proud of, I'm gonna keep it the way it is. Like, I'm happy with how it's going so far, but certainly not enough that I feel it justifies anybody throwing money at me. So, yeah. I want to adjust this a little bit. And what did Pretender 8 suggest? We can press select video with chair. I know Pretender does a lot of graphic design stuff. So shouldn't use the hard outlines. Okay. That's kind of what I've done, but I don't know. I'm going to darken this a bit. Just a bit. Okay, then what should happen here is I should be able to grab this part here. Just darken it a bit. Actually, hold on. Clever idea incoming. How does this look? Oh, sweet. Okay, so let's do this. Brightness / contrast. Oh, yeah. Okay. Brightness and contrast, like that. And let's take this pixel here. Let's put it here on the edge. I think, yeah. I gotta go for now. Nice chilling with y'all. Oh, thanks for coming by, Fro Goggles, and I'll see you later sometime. Glad you stopped by. Maybe see it in game and decide. Yeah, I'm gonna finish adjusting this border here, but then I will do that. Let's go with that there. I think that's a good start. Shift that all over. I gotta undo that. Okay, let's take these here for now. And we will adjustment, brightness and contrast. Turn it down a bit. Oh, and then we need this one as well. Actually, should be this one here. I think. Why is this a necessary feature in the drive? Like, why? Why do you need this? Hope you do alright with your homework. Yeah, definitely. Honestly, yeah, school can be a pain. That is for sure. But sometimes at the same time, you know, it ends up being pretty awesome once in a while. At least in my experience. Brightness and contrast, right there. Just grab you, grab you.
Necessary feature. You told me it was okay. Yeah, it's on there now.
It is also just I picked out, got those nice get. Alright, yeah, it depends on the people, but yeah, I guess. Okay, yeah. See, in my school, I have pretty much the same people for every class, so I guess that makes it a bit of a different case. I don't know. Okay, we'll copy that over. Adjustments. Actually, no, hold on. Before we do that. Let's go up here and do the same layering thing so we get a little bit of different shading. Computer science feels actually like 10 minutes since 100-minute lessons. Oh, yeah. I bet. Man, I wish we had a good computer science course here at my school. Because I would be loving that class, but we just don't have it. That stinks, but that's cool. You get to take part in something like that anyway. Let's grab these here and move them up. Darken it a bit. Grab this pixel here. Move it up there. Darken it a bit. Grab this pixel, these ones here. Move them over. And darken them all a bit. This thing here should actually be made of this pixel here. And then here we can just grab all of these, paste them in, like that. Texturing on string. This is why I said I was a little reluctant to do this, because it does get a little grindy at points, but that's a much nicer outline. Good idea, Pretender. You don't do much coding to start with. Yeah, but still, you know, just the concepts behind computer science, you know, like, you know. It'd be nice to learn that. I'm self-taught, pretty much entirely, just by trial and error and looking up a couple of Java syntax tutorials, you know. It'd be nice to actually have that sort of a background thing. Or, I don't know, background isn't really the right word, but it would be nice to have, you know, the actual science in computer science rather than whatever it is that I'm doing here, where I'm just kind of teaching myself, so, you know. Do something a bit more clever here. Grab these, slide them over, right? Adjustments, I'll just do that. Here, and I got a nice border there. That little cluster, and then down here. Grab these, slide them over, adjustments, brightness and contrast, there we go. The only thing I'm bad at is French. Oh gosh, French. French was the thing that, if you're in French too, huh, Blue Tea? That's awesome. My friend is homeschooled in computer science, yeah. It's not homeschool in my case, it's just teaching myself, so, you know. But yeah. Yeah, when I get to college, I'm definitely gonna eat up all of the computer science classes I can, so I can make an actual half-decent program, you know, at some point. Maybe I'll even learn J-frames like K-Dot wants. I have drank a lot of water since this stream started. Oh well. Graded everything until I saw languages. You know, it was kind of the... yeah, French was rough. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Compared to everything else, French was rough. I'll give it a little bit of translucency, but I think that's about as good as we're going to get. I want to learn Unity. Yeah, I played around with Unity for a while. I mean, I followed a ball rolling tutorial, and then I realized this is complicated. Like, why work with this engine when you can just program your own? And then you're not limited. Which is probably the right way to think about it, but it's a lot more work than I thought. But... I went silent in French, even though loud and annoying. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if you're annoying, but yeah. Me. There were only 2 of us in French when I was taking it too, just me and one of my classmates, and everybody else was taking something else, so that was fun. And my other classmate didn't like to do a lot of talking in French. They weren't really confident with their abilities, so it was kind of just a solo project, which was fun. In no way, shape, or form, but whatever. You get through it. Why do I need a variable for time passing in Unity? Presumably because when you're working with computers, one of the most important things is to make sure that all of your variables make sure that all of your not variables. Make sure that all of your events happen in a chronological order so that you know. Sorry, I'm doing through things. You have to know what order events happen in order for the computer to process anything, right? So that's normally why you'd actually need that. I had a full class, 30 kids. One kid got really annoyed and jumped out of the window. Oh, goodness. This school, I don't pick subjects. Yeah, we don't really get to pick subjects that much. We get to take... What we have is sort of a system where we get to take a couple of courses through the colleges here. And so, the ones that I'm taking that are different from what the rest of my class is taking, we're taking through those colleges. So I actually took a college-level French class, and that's probably half the reason it was so rough, but... Everyone in your school just has to do French. That's a little harsh, but I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on where you live, whether or not what language would be important. Like, in my school, most everybody with a 3.0 GPA or higher is going to end up having to take a Spanish class for a year. And I kind of got out of that by taking a French class, which was a mistake. But, hey, you gotta learn them somehow, right? You have to do science, math, English, and get to pick 4 from there. Oh, that's nice. No, we're a lot more structured than that with what you're required to take. Like, it's pretty much set. If you are a freshman, you will be taking these 6 classes, and you have this 1 hour to pick. And if you're a sophomore, it's this, and so on. I'm gonna go with this Vimeo Plasm texture for now. I can always update it next week, but I think this looks good. I still think the contrast isn't high enough. In Ireland have to do 2 languages minimum. Ah, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know what the European countries over there. I feel really bad if Ireland isn't technically European. I'm pretty sure it counts as part of the continent, but either way. I feel even worse now that I'm thinking of Iceland rather than Ireland, but never mind that. I think. Shoot. Map. Ireland. This is my good old geography class kicking in. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. It's the island off the UK. I was thinking of Iceland. It's a letter difference. I'm sorry. But, yeah, I know with a lot of the European countries, because now I know what it is, they pretty much all have to learn multiple languages just because Europe has so many of those languages in the area. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. I'm stuck. Who knows? I dropped geography and history. See, no, those are both required here, and, yeah. Actually, yeah, that's a good question, or at least a good point to start talking with. What are you guys' favorite subjects or least favorite subjects in school? It's always a good one just to kind of gauge where you're at. I think, mine are kind of obvious. I've kind of like math and science, and probably my least favorite is gonna be, the social studies. I've never been the biggest fan of, the history and such like that. Yeah, I know why it's important to teach it in school. Like, I get that, but I've never enjoyed it. So, like, yeah, history, geography, that kind of thing, government. So, yeah. Yeah, understandable. I totally get where you're coming from with those. It's just a lot of facts. And that's why I always... Well, I'm going to say it. I always never liked them that much. And I totally respect it if you like that. Don't get me wrong. I know why it's important, and it's important that people, know about them. But the reason I don't like them is it's just a bunch of facts. And there's no application for the facts, really, other than seeing, this is where we came from. Like, yeah, that's important, and that's how the world works and such like that. But, to me, it's just like, these are... I know, right? You don't learn your history, you're gonna repeat it. Like, I'm not saying history isn't important. But to me, history isn't important. Like, I don't... I know the basics of how, like, our government is run. I don't know why I need to know things as specific as the kind of crazy level detail we're going into with, you know, our class. Like, I know how it works. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like I say, I know why it's important to know a lot about a lot of things. Like, you should be learning about a lot of different things. Otherwise, you know, you're going to be missing out on a whole part of the world. But, in my opinion, it's just not my favorite. My least favorite was French. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know what? Foreign language, I think, is going to... I don't know. I learned a lot from it. Like, I will use my French, right? Like, the little bit of it I've used, I will probably, like, actually need that at some point. Yeah. Least favorite math. I liked it till I got dropped down a set for no reason. Oh, yeah. Ew. Yeah, see, I can't really say anything about that because, again, pretty small class size here, so everybody's pretty much takes the same thing. So. My friend got a detention for bringing up Brexit in class. Okay, yeah, well. Honestly, politics right now, especially world politics, is such a mess, and I'm just gonna stay out of it. That's why I make Minecraft videos on YouTube. It's just, you get away from the craziness. It teaches things from hundreds of years ago, but not things you need to know from the future. Yeah, see, and again, I really need to emphasize this so you don't get the wrong idea. History's important. It's important to learn history, like, because there are things that have happened that you gotta know, like, you know. It's important to understand what went wrong with the way the world handled World War I that led to World War II. Like, this is important stuff, right? I get that. I see why people need to know that. And people who are going to go on to hold political offices, even just in your communities, you know, your towns or whatever, it's important to understand, you know, what mistakes that people made in the past. Let's not do that again, right? But compared to the, you know, stuff like math and science and such like that, it's like, you can't use this. Like, I've used trig in several of these programs I've written. Like, that trigonometry class, you know, I've used that. You know, algebra. All of programming is literally just algebra, pretty much. So, yeah. Yeah, castles from the 1800s. Yeah, see, that's where I'm talking about, like, this is interesting. It actually happened. But why do I need to know this? And, you know, I'm open-minded, right? Like, I will take it, and I will try to, you know, find some place in the future where I go, oh, hey, see, there, that thing I learned in school I thought was useless. Here it is, I'm using it now. I don't see it happening with some of that stuff. But, yeah. Yeah, trigonometry, definitely useful for all kinds of stuff. But, you know, as somebody who messes around with computer science, and I'm a little bit fascinated by, you know, quantum mechanics and all that stuff, you know, I see why I need to learn that, because that's what I want to do with my life, you know. But the rest of it, Do I play Nintendo? Some. Yeah, my username is Mushroom Man Toad. The total number of Mario games I have played, excluding Mario Kart, because I've played enough variants of that would probably really hike up the number. But other than Mario Kart, number of Mario games I've played? 1. Yep. Yep, that's just the way it is. I've played 1 Mario game. We do have a Switch, yeah. Technically my brother's Switch. But I mean, he kind of lets me use it for most stuff, because we don't. Wow, betting it's Wii. There you go. I have played a Mario. I played New Super Mario Bros. Wii. That is the 1 Mario game I have ever played. It's pretty good. But, yeah. Oh yeah, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. I would love to try out the new Super Smash Bros. I've played the Super Smash Bros. Wii, and I probably have, you know, a couple thousand hours on that. Like, yeah, that's good. I've never played Splatoon. I've never technically even seen gameplay of Splatoon. I know the concept, and that's about it, but yeah. So do I. Who's your main? Okay, so on the Smash Bros for the Wii, I think that's Brawl. I think it's Brawl, is the one I had. Now that you say that, that sounds right. I played a lot of... my best one by far was Ike. I was like, oh yeah, guy with flaming sword, let's do this. So I was pretty good with him. I played him probably most frequently, and then after him I was probably pretty much... Pit, I played a lot of in Lucario. I really hope I'm getting those names right, because I'm just pulling those out of thin air. I haven't played it in almost a year, but... Those were probably my mains there. I could pretty much win most games as any of those. Oh yeah, Lucario, yeah. The only thing I don't like are Kirby's names, and that was what my brother was. He would just spam Kirby all the time. It was just like, okay. Like, this is just, you go up, you become a block, you hit the ground. You go up, you become a block, you hit the ground. You just can't lose. You cannot lose. Like, I mean, you can, but it's really hard. Okay. That's it. I've now got this item added, and I really need to get this in the form of a loot table. So I gotta go steal one of those from the Wither. Alright. We need to go into Client, Data, Minecraft, Loot Tables, Entities, Wither. Well, what? What have you done? What have you done? Just on death guaranteed drops a nether star? Like, is that what's happened here? Have you hard-coded something, Minecraft? I didn't think that was a thing you did. And if so, does that mean you can't actually stop that from dropping? Oh, you can grab the block! Really? Oh, man. I didn't know that. I never really used the grab mechanic at all, pretty much. Because that was like the minus key on the Wii remote, if I remember right. And that's like, that's a hard button to reach. And I never really used that. But, oh, that's interesting. This isn't a complicated class at all. Oh. Huh. Well. There you go. It's also the side arrows if you use the nunchuck. Ah, I never used the nunchuck while we were playing it, so... That might be half the problem. This is interesting. I don't know why they would do it this way. Okay. We'll come back over here to this, I guess. Let's get rid of that. For some reason, the forged source code spacing is really funky, and so you have to do some adjustments like this if you want to use it. I don't know why it is that way, but add override. Go. There we go, there's that. These GameCube controllers, oh yeah. It's sweaty, but it's a great nice. Funky, I didn't think it was possible to hear that twice a night. Well, I guess it is. Yep, that's another one of those phrases. Don't use often. Just sort of happened. Terminate, actually. We're gonna make like the Terminator and Terminate. Loot. Really, so do you not even have drops? Like... Nope, doesn't. Okay, cool. Why? Why are you a thing that exists? Like, what does this actually mean? Okay, so that's just a method and entity. Okay, cool. Well, I guess we don't need a loot table. Although we should probably make one. Because if they've got it, must be for a reason, so... Oh, that cricket worked his way back over here. That's impressive. I think I might go in 20-ish minutes. I have to wear a suit in a few days. Ugh. Oh, yeah. But, yeah. You just gotta do that sometimes. Refactor, rename. This is going to be, yeah, okay. Wither, or not wither, sorry. Vimionic abomination.json. What's in the shop? Oh yeah, and by the way, what do you have to wear a suit for, if I may ask? I don't know if that's like something you don't want to talk about. I don't know. But, like, yeah. Also, come on. What did I just click? I think I had the suppress warning by accident. Oops. Oh, no, actually, I remember. Oh, the engineering course. Oh, alright, alright. Is anybody else here? I don't know. I think there's people popping in and out a lot. Like Blue Tea, I think Fro Goggles left, and Pretender's probably around somewhere, so yeah. There's people here. There's a formal dinner. Oh, goodness, yeah, formal dinners. I never know how formal to go for formal dinners, because I've been to one where the fanciest person in the place was wearing a polo besides me, and I was like, well, I overdressed for this, and the next one I showed up to in a polo, and I was definitely underdressed, so... What do you do? What do you do? Icy says hi. Yeah, I don't know how much longer I'm going to stream this, but we are making good progress. Alright, so let's see here now. Can we... summon a Vimionic abomination. There we go. Again, it doesn't seem like this boss fight is hard, but you have to imagine that when it spawns in, it'll be near other entities, and that is what makes it so much more powerful. Okay, so yeah, it does. It drops. Cool! There you go. First time I can tell, yeah. Okay, so we've got Vimioplasm, and I think... Okay, so the boss fight, besides sound effects, is actually done, and I'm going to get sound effects in so that it sounds good before I'm done. I'm going to go cricket curling again really quickly here. How do you get back over here, bud? That one got a little loud. Wait for my disc. That is the correct way to get rid of a cricket without, like, get rid of an insect without killing it. You just push it over underneath your brother's desk and hope he doesn't notice. Okay. So, do I watch any Minecraft YouTubers? Yeah, a couple. Not really regularly anymore. But there's a couple I'll occasionally look at. Oh yeah, Sky. Okay, yeah. I've never really watched him that much. Like, I remember, like a long time ago, I watched log.zip, and that is long since stopped, and did a little bit of ThanksC, or, well, ThanksC, I guess, for a little bit. Think Noodles, though, I did a lot until he eventually went over to mostly Roblox stuff. I don't know what he's doing now. Same with Dan TDM. So now it's mostly just Mumbo Jumbo, Ant Venom, and Simply Sark that I'm following all that closely. A little bit of Ilmango stuff, but other than that, that's about all I really watch for Minecraft YouTubers. Because, you know, only so much time to get stuff done, and with school and all that, and still wanting to put out my own content. I'll look and see if I got anybody else I'm subscribed to that I'm just spacing off. Any major YouTubers anyway. There's plenty of smaller ones I kind of follow. Plenty of, I say, there's a couple, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the Minecraft YouTubers I follow. So yeah, a lot of Hermitcraft. I watched most of season 5, and then I was just like, this takes way too much time, and I have other commitments that are taking more time, and so I kind of stopped watching when season 6 started. Should really be more map making people in the scene. Well, it's hard right now with map making, because if your map isn't something, you know, on the standard of something like Diversity or that one by Nox Crew, or, you know, if you don't have a massive map, it feels awkward to put it out. You know, if it isn't super complicated and doesn't do something crazy. But at the same time, that takes a crew of people to do. So it's like, there are very few people even working on maps who are solo projects just because it's just not as rewarding as it used to be. Either you're already famous from it, or it's just hard to get into map making now, honestly. If you're not doing something revolutionary, why are they going to watch your map in the first, or play your map in the first place, you know? So I don't know. I agree, and I do miss the days of people just playing through maps. Well, like, I loved watching those videos, you know, but, and, you know, I suppose I played a couple maps too myself, obviously. That's how I met quite a few of the most frequent members of the channel here who stopped by, you know, people like Aquacron and Kristen stuff, you know, I met them just by playing their maps, so, you know, there are definitely cool maps out there now, too, and I'm sure there are people making interesting maps, but you just don't see them as much because, honestly, if somebody put out a cool map, would you actually play it, or would you just look for a YouTuber who had played through it and do it that way? Because, I don't know, then is it as rewarding? Because, I don't know. Yeah, and I see that too, Pretender. Like, the map-making community does seem to be dying, which is kind of sad, but it does seem to... I just want to get the little particles. Oh, whatever. I found your channel trying to find right-click detection. Yeah, that's a story for a lot of people here, actually. That video there is actually the one I'm most proud of ever making. Start to finish. Took me, like, basically 3 weeks of hard production to put that out, but I was really happy with it when I was done, and so it seems like a lot of people appreciate it. Actually, right now it makes up 1/5 of the total views on my old channel, is just that right-click detection one, so yeah. I'm glad people have found that useful, because that's one of those examples of something that you put a lot of effort into that ends up actually being worthwhile. And so I want to create more things, you know, along that line, but, you know, there's always that thing of other things you got to do, so, you know. For now, we're making a Vimion mod, and I'm just flying around doing nothing, so we got to move on here. What did we just do? We got Vimioplasm added. Particles when the pillar drains health. I'm not sure how to do that. I tried sending a packet, and that didn't seem to work. Finish adding quests to the Vimionic Tome. I can do that right now. So we do have a few of these, and I should have some text somewhere for these. Oh, I have a really small YouTube channel. Just trying to get my mic working. Everybody's at a different stage when it comes to it. Not sure you're also catching on fire. You weren't doing nothing. Hold on, what? I'm not sure what you're referencing there, Pretender. I don't know how long ago the comment I made that you've just replied to is, like... Oops. Anyway. Wow, that little cricket guy is working his way back across. That's dedication. What are you going towards? I don't know. I really don't know what he's doing. You can stream on Twitch easily, but not on Nintendo. Yep. And it's always a learning curve trying to get started off with this, too, you know? Heck, look at my first video, and then I got the mic working, and you could only hear it out of your right ear. That happened. Is he hungry? I don't know. Might be hungry. I see you. He's hungry for souls. Caster cards are expensive. Yeah, and so I've seen too, because otherwise, yeah, I would probably be... I don't know. I still think there has got to be a way to record onto a laptop what is on a monitor through HDMI, just transfer the image. You know, use a dual screen monitor trick or something, but I don't know how to do that. But I figured there's got to be a way. I've just never actually tried. And I could just be being super naive too, but I feel like there's got to be a way to do that. Spoiler alert, dial was all the way down by accident. Yeah. I mean, with my mic issues the first time, I saw panning. I didn't know what panning actually... Wow, how did you get over here that fast? That is a cruising cricket. Anyway, I saw panning. Wasn't sure what panning meant, but I thought it got louder when I turned it all the way to one side. When I turned it all the way, quote-unquote, up, and so it only came out of the right speaker. Huh. I don't know where he's going. He's gone now. Okay. Anyway, pages. Vimion. Okay. We got a few of these let's close out everything. Pages Vimion. Okay. Ah, my throat's starting to get a little dry here. I gotta get through this here. Objective, obtain mob spirit. He's coming back. Where are you coming back? Don't come back. Slightly related, but I got the software on my PC where I can stream from my PC to iPad. It's good for games. Oh yeah, nice. That is helpful. Objective, craft, Necronite, summoner. Okay. Let's see, which one of these is this? Advanced geological... Yeah, okay, that's what I want. So we'll grab this line of text and come over here to Pages Necreon. Objective... Necreon gemstone. So this is how you set the parent here. You do the if, right? Steam Link does that. Oh, yeah. This is how you set the parent, and then this is the position. And this is the actual resource location of the file you want it to display. I may have to make a new file for this. I'm going to figure out how to do this now. I'm going to full screen this so it's going to look a little weird for a second here. Okay, yeah, and we're going to make this... This is going to look really weird right now. I'm just making a file. Okay. We'll shrink that back down so you can see it again. I'm going to go over here to Paint. I'll actually let you see this in Paint. Don't let me forget to turn off Paint, though. Go. Did I watch the Monty Python yet? No, I have not gotten to it. I'm sorry. I haven't even been here all weekend, so I just got back today. That's the reason I'm doing this in the first place. But yeah. Textures, GUI, icon. Summoner. There we go. And so, what we should be able to do... Shoot, this has to be 16 by 16 though, doesn't it? Does it? I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, and there we go. I forgot to change back. Advanced phasing. Okay. I don't know what you guys are talking about at this point. What did I name this objective? I gotta look over here on this computer now, I think. Man, this might be in the Google Doc, actually. I might have to go look at the Google Docs for this. And go find out this info. Okay, somewhere around here I have a document saved that has information on what I'm trying to find here. I have no idea where. Well, I guess read it from scratch. If you go now, see you. Alright, we'll see you later, Icy. Thanks for stopping by the stream. And we'll see you later. We'll just call it... Let's call it a bridge. There you go. Okay, and then we're gonna go pages display text. Necreon Summoner. Summoner. A lot of the other mods are... It's to answer that question from earlier. A lot of the other mods are pretty, interesting, but most of them are underdeveloped. There are only a couple mods on there that I think are really cool, okay? I can tell you which ones of those that are actually developed enough that I think they're worth being standalone. But there's a Seafaring mod by Delta, and what is his actual username? Yeah, xdelta-a77. That's a really cool mod. Quite buggy right now, but very cool mod. And then Andrew has Pandora's Creatures. That's just awesome. Those are the two mods that I think are really stand out. Besides, I feel like my mod is pretty cool, but I don't know. Obviously, I think it's cool. I'm working on it this much, but you know. Those are the two that really stand out to me as being above the rest of them. And the other ones just aren't developed yet. Like, there's a lot of nice project starts that are there, but they just haven't been fully developed yet, right? Like, also, a lot of interesting things we learned about just doing a project like this. For example, start it at the start of summer next time, so that people have free time to work on mods. That's most of the problem, is people just haven't been around with the time to work on these things, so... That'd be half the issue solved right there if we could do that. And I have to go and, well, no I don't. I can Google Doc a file over to myself. That's what we're gonna do. Because I wrote this on a car ride yesterday, road trip, so yeah. let's call this transfer doc, and then I can copy it over from Word into Google Docs, and then from Google Docs into here. There we go. And now, come over here, there's transfer doc, and I should, oh yeah, wow, that's actually, thank you Google Docs for existing. Wow, that's cool. Not particularly surprising, but cool nonetheless. So let's grab this here. Also, I'm going to have to X out of that. Put you in right here. Shoot, what's the other word? It's like reincarnate? But, revive. Revive? I don't like reincarnate so much as I like revive. Although reincarnate is probably the correct word. I'll go with reincarnate for now. But that's subject to change. Okay, and then I want to come over here to this doc. And to copy out this text, come over here. Copy in that text. Wow. Google Docs is formatting right there, kicking in. Looks like it handled the rest of it pretty well, but oof. That's no good. Ah, well, if it glitches out, it glitches out, right? Quote slash. Shoot, how do you do this? Well, come on now, how do you do this? Okay, that's how you do it. What is it with the way word? Oh my goodness, okay, that's not. Okay, no, these are forward slashes. Oh, cannot forget about you. Is this a different character? I can't tell. We'll see. Ah, man. What just happened? Just checking this over here. I'm sorry it's kind of silent, but I have to... Come on. Ah, this. Nope. Come on. Struggling here so much. What are some design decisions that you made that have been influenced by the server environment? Not too many, actually. If I was influenced too heavily by the server environment, I would be fighting against OP tools and items and stuff like that, because this server... That's kind of one of the problems, is that there are items on that server that are dealing, you know... You saw my axe has ridiculously high attack speed and also 22 base attack damage, and, like... You know, that's not really what you want there. Gray Necreon Summoner. Gold Necreon Summoner. Okay, there we go. That should handle that. And then the other thing is we have to come down here to the event handler. And just, not the event handler, the Vimionic Tome Listener. And just down here in crafting. Nice, that technically would already count for you. Cool. But yeah, like people like Andrew did make designs that were influenced by the server. For example, the Arachnon has a feature where the higher the attack damage that you hit it with, the stronger it will be fighting back against you. Like the stronger its armor piercing will be. So that if you're just going to spam an OP tool, you're going to pay for it a little bit. And so, like there have been design choices made in response to server things, but... My mod specifically, not really. It hasn't had a whole lot of interactivity. Duh. There is one, and that's the berries. That totally came from Floomy planting over, like, 6,000 berries outside his house. Like, they converted an entire plains biome into a berry fields biome, as they called it. It was just every single grass block had a berry on it in the whole biome. So, that's where the berry inspiration came from. I said, well, if you guys are going to waste so much time with berries, I'm going to give you new berries to waste your time with. And that was kind of the inspiration, and then they kind of just became the most interesting part of the mod up until this update, I hope, which has a boss fight. Alright, let's look at this now. We should have a new mission in here. Oh, no. Not yet. Not unless we pick this up. Right, then we come over here. Gotta reload. Also need... Probably should step out here for just a moment. I'll be right back. And we're back. Okay. Alright. Okay. Oh, well, nice. That did actually render correctly, so that's cool. Craft a Necronite Summoner to reincarnate mob spirits, and if we click into it, the Necronite Summoner device first created by a miner living in an end pillar may be the key to unlocking the potential of mob spirits. By laying a table of 3 Necreon gemstones on top of a base of 3 obsidian blocks, a device that bridges the gap between whatever spirit world apparently exists and reality can be crafted. Placing this device and using a mob spirit on it will summon a ghost-like version of that entity. Very little is currently understood about this process. Oh, sweet, look at that! The arrows on the Necronite Tome! Those totally work now, too! Cool, we have proof of that. Alright, so that's one done. And then... Actually, you are way too far over. I need to pull you back a bit. Pages, Necreon. I assume this one here is at 40 then. Yeah, it's at 40. Yeah, there we go. Much better. So there's that. Yeah. Okay, and then, once we come over here and grab ourselves some Necrean gemstones, some obsidian. I assume you can see this, right? Yeah, I didn't leave paint open. Okay, that's good. Ew. Crafting table. We have one right over here for just this reason. If we come over here, and we craft this, we should see that this is now a gold achievement. Yep, and it is. That definitely did not register correctly. As you probably noticed, the /n/n is in there. Although, did Beyond handle correctly? Okay. Come on! Why are you doing that to me? Oof. Okay, now this is a Windows feature. I'm going to change this off. I need to go in my Windows settings to change this because this is frustrating me. I'm going to just reload this here really quickly. So you're going to be seeing a black background for just a moment while I reload Eclipse. Alright, loading up here. Shortly, I think. Okay, let's see now. And it's still hiding scroll bars. Preferences, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I'll get there. Why is Util showing me an eye? Can we just appreciate this? Can we all take a moment to appreciate this? The unused is not analyzed. basically, I have an error because my suppress warning for unused is unused. Why do I even try? There we go. That takes care of you. Pages display text. There we go. And that should be it. Let's debug you now. Oh, if you didn't see it there. I had a class and it had the unused... I had a suppress warning for unused. And then it was giving me an error because there wasn't actually anything unused in it. And so, basically I had an error because my please don't warn me if something is unused was unused. Come on! Just come on! Like what? What am I supposed to do with that? I don't know. But what I do know is that the stream is probably getting a little bit long, so if this here works, I'll probably do the rest of this off stream. Just because we are coming down to the end of it. Most people have actually left already. And that's fine. 2 hours is about all the streaming I can take anyway. Blue Tea even says they're heading off, so I will see you later, Blue Tea. Thank you for coming out to the stream. Same to you, Pretender. Thank you for stopping by the stream. I'm just going to look here and see if this works, and if it does, I'm going to cut off the stream. So thank you all for coming out to the stream. This has been Mushroom Man Toad, joining the world. And it looks like it works. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. There'll be... I hope I have an update out for this tomorrow. And yeah. I'll just keep working away at this for the next couple hours. So yeah, I'll see you later.